And we're live.
Yo.
Hi, everybody.
All right.
How's everybody
Yo,
doing?
yo, yo.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone who's
Hey,
listening.
it's
Hello.
me, your boy.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
welcome to
And
call.
Charles, wherever he is, God
Yeah.
bless him.
Yeah, God bless.
We're missing
Yeah, Hugo
Charles.
Changas.
Yeah,
I miss him already.
yeah.
He has some snow dog testing in the back.
But on the call so far, we have Nameless, aka
Oh, no,
Dennis.
Charles.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how you pronounce your name. Oh, I was
Yeah,
like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I keep seeing your name. I'm just like, how do I pronounce it?
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Okay, but that's great. That's great. Now I know how to pronounce your name. All right, cool.
Well,
cool.
according to Charles, Nix.
Nixon.
It's me. It's me.
All right, sorry. Go on, Vidas.
Yeah. So just doing a little intro here. And we have Cheerilee, aka the Micro Missile Enjoyer Pro.
Hello.
And
Hello.
we have No Name Magician, aka Magic Man. I like Magic Man, it sounds
Oh,
better. But
shit.
No Name Magician. And I'm Vidas, and we're all here together just to, talk all things Doom, but especially Doom: The Dark Ages. We're less than 2 months away now from release, which is really, it's getting closer and closer. But with that comes a lot of questions, concerns. What should we expect? As Doom Eternal fans and pros, we could say, because we played it so much, I think some of us are kind of nervous about whether it's going to be as good, or if it's not going to be as good, or if it's going to be better than Doom Eternal. We don't know yet. So this is the session basically to discuss that and to go into detail. I may pull up the trailer as well to look into things, like certain footage and just analyze, certain parts of the game that have been exposed to us, and yeah, just see where we go with that. So one thing I'd like to start off with, that could be sort of a big talking point, and I think this is a general question that a lot of people have about the game so far, is the less complex gameplay, because that's something that's been discussed a lot by Hugo Martin and Marty Stratton so far, because according to them, I don't agree, and I don't think neither do any of you, but that Doom Eternal was maybe a bit too complex for the casual gamer, so too many inputs. So they've sort of pushed on this one or two input sort of mechanic. That's something that I'm nervous about. I don't know about you guys, so we can discuss this openly, but it's something, when you're used to Doom Eternal, like having multiple buttons, doing all sorts of stuff at the same time, multitasking. When you're used to that, I'm just afraid that this might slow gameplay down quite a bit, and we may run into issues where, if it's one input, what happens if you press that, that input, and you're doing something that you don't want to do in a certain situation, right? So yeah, I just want to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
I get. Sorry, Nameless. Wanna go first?
I'm just thinking. Go ahead if you have something.
I mean, for me, it's like the biggest draw of Doom Eternal was exactly the sort of complexity that that Dark Ages is looking to scale back. So yeah, like you, Vidas, I guess I'm also not quite sure about where all this is going. But then again, admittedly, I think myself that there was some truth to the whole Doom Eternal was a bit complex for the casual gamer, because I don't think I consider myself a casual gamer. We have spent like thousands of hours in other games, but even I did take some time to get used to the whole mechanics, and yeah, I can see why the average, perhaps working age adult, might not be able to put in that sort of practice. Anyways, that basically my whole point is that. Yeah, I don't know if the Dark Ages will have that sort of draw that Doom Eternal has for me. I reckon it might be the same for you guys.
Yeah. Nameless?
I mean, the thing is, at that point, I got more hours in Doom Eternal than in Modern Warfare 2, at least on Steam. I got over 2K hours.
Oh,
over 2K
man.
hours in Doom, over
Oh,
2K
man.
hours in Doom and 1.9K in Modern Warfare 2. The thing is, it must be something really, really good and refreshing. So I can just remotely hit that hour count in Dark Ages. But I'm kind of excited for like the actual powerhouse fantasy you have in the game. When it means stand your ground, okay. So basically you're just gonna be like more defensive but also offensive at once.
Yeah.
Because of the shield,
Yeah.
because of the terms of weapons. In terms of, I think the flow of the arena, and as far as I know, the enemy count will be much higher than in Eternal. I think it's more than 3 times the cap. Like Doom Eternal's enemy count is at 32, hard capped, and it's hard coded. You cannot change it.
Yeah.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever find a way to work around it. But I think the cap is at 100. 100 enemies at once could spawn in Dark Ages.
That's a lot.
To be fair, it kind of, with the parry mechanics, block mechanics, it kind of reminds me of the learn steps you have in Dark Souls. Like, my first playthrough, I never parried, so I don't know how it works. But at some point, you gotta have the timings. And I could imagine it will be the same way. Like, every enemy has a certain timing.
Yeah.
You cannot just you cannot just block like a Baron the same way you could block an Imp.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm.
And Hugo Martin also has expressed many times that he's a huge Sekiro / Dark Souls fan. So that's something that I'm guessing he's got his inspiration from for this game. And I think it all started in Doom Eternal, with the green flashes, for the Marauder and the Armored Baron. I think
Yeah.
those were sort of the testing ground for a parry mechanic that would come in the next game. That's what I really think. But the only issue I have with that is, and that's what I'm nervous about, for example, because there's a lot of players who, across all video games, don't like parrying, and that's totally fair. Like somebody can play Dark Souls, Sekiro, that's impossible. You have to learn how to parry. But playing Dark Souls and Elden Ring without parrying, that's possible. It may suck and it may take longer to get through, but it's possible. I think some people are nervous, or at least I listened to, for example, Under the Mayo, and he said that he's always hated pairing, and he just hopes that the Dark Ages isn't going to force you into pairing. Um, so I think that's something to keep in mind. I don't mind, I can adjust, but I think a lot of
Yeah.
people may not.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the kind of risk you have to take in every game.
You have to. I completely agree. And I like id Software for taking that risk because, I think pairing in a first-person shooter, have we seen that before?
I don't know because I've not played any like Dark Souls games or like Souls likes, so I can't really comment on that. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, technically there is a first-person mod for Elden Ring. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah. I mean, if we count mods, then anything could count. But I mean, if we just look at base game sort of like vanilla experiences, I can't think of
I
any.
really have to. I really have to think in terms of FPS. I guess not, as far as I know. But
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of games I did not play.
Yeah.
Or didn't play.
Maybe those Warhammer games. Maybe they have a bit of that. I could imagine, perhaps.
Yeah, I should really start getting a Warhammer game. To be fair, I should really start getting one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. If you're talking Volgun, I don't think there was such a mechanic. Nah,
No,
I didn't
maybe
see
not.
one.
But those, what they, the Vermintide games. I think they had that, didn't they?
Maybe Dark Tide.
Maybe Dark Tide or
Can't-
Vermintide. Yeah, those games. That's
Yeah.
not sure, but
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe. But then again, when I played Dark Side, I was like always the long range kind of guy, so I never got into close enough contact to try that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There you go. And in this game, yeah, this is something this is also something I want to touch upon in Dark Ages. By the way, Magician had to jump off. That's a shame. Um, he just
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
yeah.
I hope he comes back on though. I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
like
yeah.
to hear his input.
Yeah, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course. But I was gonna say, it seems that in Dark Ages, speaking of long range and short range, I have a strong impression that everything is gonna be super close range. We're not gonna have any long range PB rocketing. Or something of that nature. That's gonna disappear. I think everything is gonna be super close range melee with weapons sort of being really like shotgun, super shotgun type close range. If you see what I mean, that's my impression. Like from the gunplay I've seen from the trailer so far, everything looks super close to maybe medium range, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, like the only long ranged or sort of longer range weapon I remember is wasn't there something that fired in an arc or whatever?
That
I
was
don't know.
the Skull Crusher, maybe, right?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
But everything else is very up close, which is nice. I kind of dig that vibe.
yeah, yeah. It's
Mhm.
it's a good change. But again, like I don't know about you guys, but had they, I'm not entirely sure about how I feel about this, but had they announced like a Doom Eternal Part 2, essentially, like Doom Eternal, but with certain changes, not the same game, but sort of same-ish weapons, same-ish speed, same-ish complexity, I would have been super happy. But I understand that they have to make a choice. They want to, they're very, especially Hugo Martin has always said, every time we make a new Doom game, it has to stand on its own. It has to be different from the previous one.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, so I really love that. So, I'm really, so far, I haven't gotten enough information from the trailer to make up my mind on whether I like this. The only thing I'm really afraid of, and again, I'm going to ask you guys what you think about this. I don't like Doom 2016. I played it back in the day when it came out, and I played it up until before Eternal came out. It was good, but I think once you play Eternal, 2016 is just obsolete. It's worthless. It's like
It's boring.
it's
I
super
must say,
boring.
it's boring.
It's
It is quite boring,
yeah.
yes.
And one thing that Hugo Martin said when they first announced it, he said that people who liked the grounded nature of Doom 2016 will enjoy the Dark Ages, and that's something that scares the shit out of
Yeah, yeah. But if the setting is
Yeah.
right, you know what? I really hope that we get early day mod support
me. Yeah, me too.
because
Yeah.
they definitely missed the timing on Eternal. Definitely.
Yeah,
I think at
5 years.
point it's too late. At that point, it's too late.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, so yeah, Cheerilee, what do you think? Like, is something more grounded, more slow? Because like when I see you play, you're super fast. Like you're probably like when it comes to movement, you're faster than any of us. Maybe Nameless is close to that kind of speed, but you're faster than me. I wonder how you're going to be affected. So all of a sudden, being boots on the ground, no dashing, no ballista boosting, and you have to sort of move at the speed of 2016. You see what I mean? Like that's the only players like you, for example, may suffer more from that than others.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about it today. It's like I'm probably not gonna be bunny hopping a ballista boosting around the map as much anymore. But yeah, for me, then again, I kind of grew up with Halo, which was honestly really slow looking back. So
Yeah.
I probably have to get used to that sort of speed again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I do get the Dark Ages, I'll probably have to adjust. No more binding jump to my mouse wheel and going ham with it anymore, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Exactly.
But here, I look forward to the experience. I mean, if I do get it, I guess.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. Have you guys pre-ordered it, by the way?
No.
No, not yet.
What's
Not yet.
But I guess it's gonna be like a week one buy. But on my case with Eternal, it was a week one buy back in 2020.
yeah, same here. I mean, for me, it was on PlayStation, but yeah, I agree.
Oh, you guys got Doom Eternal that early. Huh. All right.
Yeah,
Like, no, because I came late to the whole thing. I was like 5 years late, actually. Like, I only got in 2024, probably? Yeah.
yeah,
Last year.
Yeah, but, maybe this time it'll be different.
yeah.
And I could imagine that that kind of slow pace could attract more players, at least more new players.
Yeah.
Maybe the experienced ones.
Yeah. Maybe I guess those people coming from, I don't know, Counter-Strike maybe, or like one of those slow shooters.
Yeah.
Tactical. Well, not tactical, probably not tactical, but yeah, slower ones, I guess.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But again, that's what scares me. Because, if you go on Steam and you look at the reviews for 2016, they're overwhelmingly positive. And you could see that, for the casual gamer, it's an amazing game. Because, like, it's slow paced. You don't have to grind your skill to be able to make it through, Eternal, however, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but like it's 90% or less. So it's still very positive. But there's a lot of like it's a way more divisive game than 2016 is, and that's because of the high skill ceiling. Because like people get their shit pushed in when they play it, right? I mean, it's a harder game. It's a way harder game.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I don't know if you guys go on Reddit much, like I used to. I haven't gone on much there, but I remember seeing this one post on this one subreddit called Patient Gamers, where it was just this guy ranting about how it was way too highly skilled for people like him, and everyone else in the comments seemed to agree.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know if that's represented, but I've seen a lot of that sentiment elsewhere as well.
Yeah.
There was even this one dude I remember who I'm pretty sure made it his life's mission to just shit on Eternal everywhere he went, just because he thought it was too sweaty. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe like at least I think we might be kind of in the minority in terms of like appreciating Eternal for its high skill ceiling. At least that's what I think sometimes.
100%.
Yeah.
I really think so, and I think when you look also at the amount of people who are still playing this game today, I mean, compared to when it first came out, it's very low. Like the player count is very low compared to when it first came out. So it's I completely agree. I think the people who are remaining, who are still playing now, are the people like us who've played like hundreds or thousands of hours, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But what did I want to say?
Sorry, go on.
No. Yeah, I was just gonna say that basically, when you look at id Software, what they've done with Eternal. So Eternal comes out extremely positive reception. People love it. I think it was 5 million sales very quickly, and great success. And then they're like, okay, people like hard games. Like they like the difficulty, they like the skill that's required to make it through. Let's do a first DLC that pushes things even further, right? Which is called
And
Tag One.
then people start complaining that Tag 1 was too hard, and then that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Was it a G-Man Lives review? I remember some people saying that like that particular review of Tag 1 as just being too hard was kind of what made them nerf Tag 2. I don't know anything about this, but I just saw it somewhere.
That's
I really wish they made master levels for Tag 1. I really wish.
Yeah, me too. But I think they didn't do that on purpose because I think they sort of realized, okay, it's hard enough as it is. We can't push it further because we're going to lose people if we do that.
Unfortunately, it's a numbers game, I guess.
It is a numbers game, and they're a company, like any company who wants to make money, and they want to like have a grasp of the casual gamer, and that's a huge market for them. Like for them, us guys who are like grinding eternal, like we're not important to them. They want the mass audience. You know what I mean? Which is the casual
Yeah.
gamer. Um, so I think that's what happened. Tag 1 was too hard, and they also saw the negative reviews on Steam. People fucking hated it. And then Tag 2 comes out, and it's a lot easier and too easy, to be honest. I mean, from my perspective, a lot way too
Yeah,
easy.
it was too easy.
Yeah. And on top of that, I think they were also under a lot of pressure when it came to resources and time, which meant that we ended up having a terrible final boss as well. So I think,
Ah,
You mean
no,
tag? You
don't
mean
remind
tag?
me.
yeah,
You mean
Yeah.
tag 2 or what?
Tag 2, yeah,
Sorry, I sort of. Tag 2 is kind of short out because like I think more than half of the team was already working on Dark Ages. They just
yep,
dropped the DLC. I don't know, within a month or two.
yes, that's it.
You think
Um,
maybe oh sorry, yeah, go on nameless.
um, I wanted to say something else. What I think is that Tag 2 is just empty.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was empty. I remember playing through the world spheres. I mean, like not the master level, but just like the normal world sphere. Just thinking, it looked quite beautiful actually, but it was just so empty. I thought there was going to be more demons and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, I was gonna say that maybe did COVID have something to do with it? I remember that being a thing for like
100%,
2 years.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. As much as I hated Eternal at the beginning because of this high skill spike, I just played the campaign on what was it? Hurt Me Plenty the very first time when I tried Nightmare without guides.
Oh, hey,
Um,
magician.
and
Yeah.
once I was done with Nightmare, I
Game.
attempted UN a few times. That didn't work, and then I discovered modded content, and then I was like, oh yeah, let's try that instead. I just beat my first master, my first modded levels, and then I tried UN again, beat it. Same with Tag 1, Tag 2. Um, then I moved over to the official master levels, trying to UN them.
Yeah,
Like, Super Bonus really kicked my ass at the beginning. It really did.
yeah. For all of us,
Um,
I think.
Yeah, super goners. You mean the master level, right?
yeah.
That you guys remember that one room, that one circular room in the middle of like the tyrant and a whole
Yes.
bunch of doom hunters. Oh man, that room kicked my ass so many
With the
times.
carcasses, right?
Yes, with the carcasses, and then
Yeah,
like it's like when you get near to them, they start doing that little spinning attack, and it disorients you totally, and just die.
yeah,
Ugh,
yeah. I know.
I hate
Yeah,
them so
when the
much.
tyrant is half HP, the Doom Hunter spawns in.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Mm,
yeah. That's a curveball for sure. But there's
yeah.
also that room where, remember, I think it's down in the sewers where you have like where you hop in and then
To
there's
fight
a
two marauders.
yeah. No. There's no. That's at the very end. That's still okay, but it's the room where you have like one Doom Hunter that spawns with two cacos on each side, and then when you kill them, a bunch of pinky spawn with a bunch of gargoyles, and
Yeah, I know which one. I know
Oh,
which one you
okay.
mean.
that one can also
Where
be
you get
tricky.
where you get the red key card and the red suit.
Exactly. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Those were curveballs
That
for
one
sure.
is rough.
Yeah. So magician, we're
Oh,
just
That
sorry. I just have to brief you on what we spoke about. So we just spoke about the simple input mechanic in Dark Ages, and we're just worried about that. What whether it would make Dark Ages a bit too sort of casual, if you see what I mean, from a gameplay perspective, for us Doom Eternal enjoyers, who like the complexity of the game, like with all these button presses. So we were just talking about that quickly, and then we spoke about what did we speak about afterwards? Uh, yeah, just about Doom Eternal, what they learned from
Our
Doom Eternal.
experiences with it.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. So now
okay.
we're just looking back on Doom Eternal and talking about
Yeah.
the successes and failures of the DLCs, especially Tag 2. So yeah, and what lessons were learned from that for id Software.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a lot from Dark Ages, seeing its software's history of making awesome games. Yeah, there's no reason for me to be expect anything less,
No.
because from what I know, hopefully we're gonna get a lot of weapons for sure, and I am really curious what kind of combos we can make out of those weapons, and what new mechanics, new exploits, especially the exploits we are gonna discover
Yeah.
in the Dark Ages. Let's see. But as far as your question regarding is the new multiple inputs binded to a single key,
Yeah.
is that gonna make the game too simple? Uh, Maybe, man, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. Like, I first I need to see how that thing works. Like, let's say if I have one weapon, and is it situationally dependent? Like, if I press that single key in one situation, will it work differently in that situation, and will work differently in another situation? And exactly how many inputs are we getting? Like. Uh, is each key weapon binded to two weapons or something, which
Yeah.
sounds pretty weird, but is a
Yeah.
single key gonna pull out two weapons depending on the situation or something? Yeah, we really need to have to see before I can make a decision like that.
Yeah. My
I,
my yeah, sorry. Go ahead, magician.
no worries. You can go ahead.
I was going to say that my worry with the single double with the single button press, especially for the okay, so let's imagine we want to use our shield. So in front of you, there's a bunch of guys. I'm not sure if you saw this in the trailer, but you basically have a bunch of fodder demons, with shields. If you throw your shield at them, what happens? You kill all of them, and then you get a lot of armor back, right? I'm not sure if you've seen that
Yes.
in the trailer. Yeah. So that happens, right? And then let's say you have a Hell Knight that's coming towards you and is about to jump on you and flashes green. So in that situation, which is, I mean, that's likely to happen. Come on, like, what do you do? So you have one single button press, and what you want to do is throw your shield at them, but at the same time you want to parry the Hell Knight. What the fuck happens? You see what I mean? That's a situation where the single button press is a bit of an issue. Does that make sense?
I mean,
Oh,
hmm.
mm, that. I'm really in the fog, there. But yeah, I really need to see, man, how that exactly works. Like,
Yeah.
in total, how many inputs are we gonna get? Let's say, if is it gonna be the same amount of inputs that Eternal has, but having multiple function, each input having multiple functions, but the exact total key number of binds we're gonna have, are they gonna be equal to Eternal, or are they gonna be less than Eternal? And because the question is not answered when we say that a single key is gonna have multiple functions. So
Yeah.
if let's say the TDA Dark Ages is gonna have the same number of binds as Eternal, then of course we're gonna get the chance to be creative with that
Yeah.
option. Like, if yeah, of course, but if of course if the total binds are less than, then that I'm not too sure then the if we are gonna get to be as creative
Yeah.
as Eternal, if our total binds, the keys we're gonna bind multiple functions to, are those total binds gonna be less than Eternal? Then I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
And it might be less creative than Eternal. uh, Situational decision making, that can be a bit limited if we are provided to if we are given the option to press less keys, if you will, if you then if it can be more limited as compared to Doom Eternal,
Yeah.
our, like, the actions that we can perform according to our own will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's going to be interesting.
Uh,
Go ahead, Cheerilee.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, as long as they let me bind anything to whatever button I want, I'm golden. I don't mind
Yeah, me
if I
neither.
do get a game. Yeah,
Me neither. Me neither. But that's the question, right? Will they allow that? You know,
yeah,
will they allow that? Because it's like let's look at Eternal for example. With the grenade throw switch, and then you have a change grenade switch, right? So let's say for the shield, you have an input to activate the shield, for any action that you want to do, but then you have another button to change sort of the utility of the shield. So whether it's a parry or it's a throw. You see what I mean? That would make sense to me.
yeah.
That would make sense because let's say again you want to throw your shield to get some armor back because you have a bunch of fodder in front of you. You throw it, then you get it back, boom. Then you change to the other utility, which is a parry, because you see a Hell Knight coming towards you. That makes sense to
Or
me.
like, yeah, that makes sense. Or like, just having a separate button for each of those functions instead of having to
Exactly.
switch.
Exactly. But if you
Mm.
listen to the trailer, Hugo Martin says it's all on one input, and he keeps saying that over and over again to make it clear.
Yeah, that was a very prominent part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
he said that several
yeah,
times.
yeah.
It's all on one input, one input. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have
I
to see.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I just hope that's just him trying to, well, maybe not say pandering, but just like reassure casual players
Yeah,
that it's about how much more easy is it for them to pick it up. Basically, I hope that's the case, though. I hope that's the case.
yeah,
Maybe it's copium. Who knows? Who
yeah.
knows?
Nameless, do you have
Yeah,
anything?
I know.
Mm.
I hope that different inputs are connected to other inputs in some way. I can give an example with Doom Eternal
Mm,
regards to rocket punch ops.
yeah,
We when we fire a precision when we fire a rocket itself, it cannot we cannot punch up those rockets, make them come out as quick as we want, but we have to fire the precision bolt first, and after that follow up with the punching rockets, then the rockets come out fast
yeah,
as they need to be.
yeah,
So, so that sort of relationship between precision bolt and rocket, I'm really interested in, to see how the different weapons in Dark Ages are gonna have, are they gonna be related somehow to one another? Are they gonna complement each other in regards to combos, and of course they might be sufficient as they are for the classic Doom fans, especially
yeah,
who like to auto who like automatic weapons. I think from what I've seen in classic Doom, you only fire one weapon, but you do it strategically,
yeah,
aim and shoot and keep moving. That's what classic Doom is about. But in TDA, that formula might also work, but it did much better. It might work much better than it did in Doom Eternal, having to shoot only one weapon at a single or multiple enemies.
yeah,
So I'm really curious how multiple sorry, each individual weapon is gonna have a relationship with one another.
yeah.
That's it.
But I think uh, related to that question, sometimes I ask myself, and I don't know if you guys have the answer to that, but when we look, for example, as you said, at the relationship between PB and rockets in Eternal, right? I'm not going to go into rocket punching because like that's an exploit. That's a crazy exploit, right? But if we just look at the relationship
That's
between
an exploit.
yeah, but if we look at the relationship between PB and rocket when it comes to quick switching, just like the one of the first metas that came up in Eternal, everybody was quick switching PB and rockets, right? Um, the question that I have is, did id Software intend for that to happen, or is that something that we found out on our own? If you see what I mean, was that intentional on their part? Because if it is, then we should expect something similar in the Dark Ages. But if not, I have the impression that in the Dark Ages we're gonna get something like, because from what I've seen, at least I've only seen The only semi-automatic weapons I've seen are the super shotgun and the what's it called? That spike thrower, whatever thing, right? Everything else is automatic, which means that we can't quick switch with those weapons. And the other question is whether we're going to have what's it called? Whether is it called quick draw? You know, the thing where you switch faster. Is it called quick draw? Or what's it called in Eternal? You know that it in the wheel. You know where you select all your
Oh,
upgrades.
hot swap,
Hot
hot
swap.
swap.
Yes,
Hot
yes,
swap,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Hot swap.
So when I see hot swap, for example, in Eternal, I think, okay, these guys they wanted us to quick switch. Maybe. I'm not sure, but it could be. Uh, and when I look at the Dark Ages gameplay, I don't think it's gonna be that way. I don't know about you guys. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't think so because as far as I know, the whole thing from Doom Eternal's quick switching mechanic or hot swapping mechanic, whichever one you call it, I think came from probably the devs seeing some dude called Clockner, I think Doom 2016, doing that, like using that ability to its fullest extent, and they're like, that's cool, but it's probably like, yeah, so they gets me less broken and then like put in Eternal. But sorry. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. At least the trailer, as you said, it doesn't really give the impression that there's gonna be a whole lot of that. Because remember, Eternal had so many like tutorials that were emphasizing about how yeah, you should quick switch. It's cool. You guys should do it.
Yeah, true.
But the Dark Ages, not a peep of that so far. I don't think it's gonna. I'm very pessimistic basically about
It's
it.
all, I just believe it all depends on how the weapons will act at the end. If you have weapons with like the main reason or like the main two reasons for Eternal to quick switch that far is to cool down reload time and the amount of ammo. Even if you're fully upgraded compared to other Doom games, it's really low.
Yes.
Like 13 rockets, 24 shells. I mean, 250 plasma is fine, but fully charged D-Blade costs 50.
Yeah. True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, what else? What else? Like 180 chain ammo, but keep in mind, PB shot costs 6.
Yeah.
Hell, forget that. Just like think about micro missiles. Like you
Yeah,
run
too.
out there in like 10 seconds flat, dude.
Yeah, two ammo each rocket. Yeah, micro missile. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
but you also have the amount of equipment, like the grenades, ice bomb, flame bulge, blood punch, and I don't know if people play it, hammer, and crucible, and the supers as well. What I would like to see is because guns like the BFG and the Unmaker never really interested me from day one.
Yeah.
Because they're just a room cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
They're just as much as a panic button as the blood punch is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it doesn't flow in arena. It doesn't have any dynamic.
No.
And I think if they keep their ammo count low, even with upgrades, if the game will even have upgrades, I guess, 100%, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Then I could imagine we could have some kind of quick swaps again. Maybe old ones, like the ones we know already, because I don't know if you guys noticed, Toyota was streaming recently. Not that recently, some days, like a week ago, and Hugo Martin was in the chat.
Okay.
And basically what he said is he likes to see people breaking the game by punch swaps, hot mod swaps, what was it called? Swap cancel or mod cancel?
Yeah.
Punch cancel.
Something like that, exactly. And he likes to see all that type of stuff, just like finding exploits. He just loves watching people breaking the game.
Yeah.
Pushing it to its limit.
Yeah.
And then he gives out another patch of the game that fixes that exploit.
The best thing is, especially when it comes to like tags, I think like punch swaps, especially punch swaps, are not intended. I think quick swaps are defined as like going through your arsenal and just switching from this gun to this gun and from that to that, from plasma to rockets to from PB to SSG and so on. It's just main purpose, I think, insights from the developers is just cooldown, like reload time to skip it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I think it's not, and of course increase DPS, of course. But I could imagine that they use it as some kind of feedback because Hugo Martin is that type of guy.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Guys, as far as super weapons go, my opinion is the amount from what we've seen, the amount of steps id Software has taken to make Dark Ages as beginner friendly as possible. I really don't think super weapons should even exist in the Dark Ages because you don't.
I don't even know what super weapon should be used. To be fair, I mean, of course, BFG is iconic. It's day one.
Yeah.
But I don't think it fits to the setting.
No.
I think it's too high tech.
Yeah, that's true.
It is too high tech, definitely.
Yeah, true.
At least from the looks. I mean, if you see guns like the Skull Crusher and the shotguns, like a BFG, I don't know if that fits in. I can imagine some kind of like unmaker, but change.
Yeah, and that's my. I don't know about you guys, but when I saw the Skull Crusher, that
just looked like a medieval unmaker.
Unmaker, exactly, and I don't know if you saw the in the trailer, but like the Skull Crusher ammo is also very apparent, and it looks like if that Skull Crusher ammo was a BFG cell, it would just make so much sense because it's very hidden sometimes. There's a moment where you see the Doomslayer, he's swimming somewhere, and he finds some underground cave, and then you find like health, armor, and then Skull Crusher ammo. And to me, that just looks like something like an Eternal, where you'll be finding a secret where there's BFG ammo, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I get it, definitely.
So that could be something because like when I look at the Skull Crusher, at what it does, like it just shreds everything like on a really wide radius, like and it could be a semi-super weapon. Who knows? That could be it.
Exactly, and the way it works itself. I mean, in Eternal, if you're using an unmaker, you don't want to shoot it from a range. You want to go point blank.
Exactly.
You want to use the full. You want to use the full potential, and that's what they've shown with the Skull Crusher.
Exactly.
Yep. As an aside, sorry. As an aside, the is a ballista or arbalest gonna appear? I doubt it, but like, I mean, it's perfect for the setting though. Those are medieval weapons. Like, those are names of medieval weapons. So like, if those appear, I mean, I'm not expecting to ballista boost or whatever, but like, if those weapons do appear, that'd be great. At least for me, I enjoy those immensely. Yeah, that's all.
But there is the Impaler, right?
Yeah. Which one is that again?
That's it's the spike weapon that impales demons.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh the Impaler weapon impales. Damn. All right. Yeah. Okay.
And as for the Destroyer blade, I think the shield throw weapon, it sort of acts like a Destroyer blade. It kills multiple enemies wherever you shoot it.
Yeah.
Throwing the shield. Yeah, sort of give that feeling.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, that's true.
If the Crucible is gonna return, let's say in maybe one of the final later parts of the Dark Ages, then I hope the Crucible, like, I want it to have more depth to it rather than just have it swing around if the Crucible is gonna return in Dark Ages.
It has to.
I want it to have a bit more depth, have situational depth or whatever, man. Like, have more mechanics attached to it.
Yeah. Just make it like not consume ammo when you're slicing fodder. It's like, I don't know if you guys. That is the most annoying part of
Yeah.
using the Crucible sometimes.
It happens to all of us. Trust me.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
do like Magician and hope that you use it for something that's like some depth to it, rather than just being, oh, there's a super heavy over there. Let me just slice him up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
agree.
sure. For
Cool.
sure. Yeah, that's the thing. The Dark Ages has so many beginner-friendly mechanics introduced to it, like the slider, the difficulty slider things, reduced enemy speed or things like that.
Yeah.
With those around, who even needs super weapons? Like, come on, how much hand-holding is its software gonna give to the players? And most of the players are gonna be experienced, I believe so. At least some. Maybe even yeah, most of the players are going to be experienced from Doom Eternal, so it's not like they're gonna be like need a lot of hand holding.
No.
On the flip side, I did see like you can increase, like for example, projectile speed in the slider. So I'm just gonna speed everything up if I never do get it, just like make everything go crazy like it was internal. So there's that option. But more to the point, I don't know. I don't think they are really gunning for us Doom Eternal players this time. It is very beginner friendly, so they're looking for new blood probably. I don't know. It's in like new players. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely for the majority players should fit.
Yeah.
Because they definitely, I could be wrong, but yes, I'm right at this point. They check the subreddits as well, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have no doubt. Like Hugo Martin and the rest of the people from just like hanging out on the Doom subreddit from time to time and seeing what gets upvoted over there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And let's not forget one thing. They're now owned by Microsoft. And I'm sure those people.
Right.
I'm sure those people have decisions. To make as well about the game. I can tell you that. Not huge decisions, but they can easily tell its software. Listen, guys, Eternal was too hard. You lost a lot of people because of that. We're gonna have to have something where you can adjust difficulty to make it easier for the casual player.
What I really, really love, and I'm really excited for that, is you don't have like pre-set up difficulties. You have difficulty sliders now.
Yeah.
The difficulty sliders.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be at 100 hours, and I will be okay. 100% here, 100% there, 100% that. Okay.
Yeah.
Enemy multiplier times 4. Okay, set up.
Yeah.
For sure.
I know.
Gonna be great.
Yeah, it's kind of like Turbo Overkill in that regard. We can just like crank up everything to like 10x.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Exactly. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Next thing I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts about, and this is something that unfortunately, I have negative thoughts on. I kind of already know that I'm not going to like it, and that is the mech fighting sort of parts of the game.
Which one?
I understand how some people saw in Eternal, when you're in your ship and you go down and you see that huge mech, and you're like, hey, I want to fight in that thing, right? Um, I don't know. For me, like, it looks okay. I think from what I've seen, they're trying to sort of bring the Dark Ages combat on a bigger scale, with parrying and all that stuff. But you're playing as, in a mech suit, in a huge mech suit. I'm fine with that, but it just, I think it's going to pull me out of the action. It's not very. It's going to take me out of the immersion because, like, I just want to be boots on the ground, Doomslayer, with my fucking shotgun, with
Yes.
my, with my melee shit as well. Like I'm just afraid that I'm gonna lose interest in those parts of the game. I don't know about you guys.
So you are, I guess you could say you want to be knee deep in the dead.
Pretty much.
Okay, I see. For
Yeah,
me,
I understand.
yeah, I get where you're coming from. Honestly, like, honestly, I didn't even really notice the mech all that much. I was like too busy just like zooming around internal. I'm just like, oh shit, this is awesome. Like you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the mech combat would be interesting. It's like a melee focused Titanfall 2. like in terms of mech combat, which is
Yeah.
yeah, like for
point.
me that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. Yeah, and I actually never thought of it that way. But the problem is, I think I've never played Titanfall 2, but from what I remember or from what I've seen, the mech combat is pretty fast, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty fast. What does it remember from Titanfall? So I've only got like a couple of hundred, like 100 hours on it or something like that. But yeah, I really just like you don't feel taken out of. It doesn't feel very clunky at all, honestly. I mean, sure, you're in a mech, so it's a little slower, but it still feels intense to be in a mech and just striding around the battlefield like a god of war.
Yeah.
Except that yeah.
Yeah.
TLDR, I don't know. I look forward to seeing more footage of that. If it, when it comes out.
Dennis, what do you think?
As far as
No, sorry, but just
yeah, as far as immersion go, Vidas, I 100% agree with you because for the longest time, Doom has the formula of one guy versus a whole army of hell. So,
Yeah.
and that makes you feel like a badass when you know that Doom guy is also a human being. He's a super powered, juiced up human being, but at the same time, he's a human being.
Yeah.
But when you use a giant mech to fight demons, the spirit is kind of hindered, man. Like you
I
don't
agree.
feel like you're the one who's using your fists to kill the armies of hell. So yeah, that's the thing that takes you out of the immersion. A cool thing about Doom Guy's lore is that after killing all the armies of hell on Earth, the dude said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna stay in hell forever."
Yeah.
I guess that was the end of Doom 64 when he
Yes.
closed the gates from the inside.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick hell's whole ass for a millennia with just my fists, and I think he had also had a shotgun or something like that.
Yeah.
And he also defeated a 1,000-meter Titan with his bare hands. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, dude is basically living Valhalla.
Yeah, he is.
Valhalla.
And so that's the question I asked myself: Why does Doom Guy have to go in a huge mech to be able to fight demons? He should be able to do it.
Yeah, why do we even need it? We don't need it at all. Doom guy is already like too powerful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's to me, and also that whole flying, the dragon flying scene, part of the game. Yeah. Again, again, I think it's after trying to sort of appeal to the casual audience who want to be sort of wowed.
Yeah.
They want huge set pieces. When you're fighting in a huge thing, when you're flying somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Hugo Martin is just a Mech fan in general. Like from when I heard about him say anything regarding mechs, he had that sort of enthusiasm in his voice. Like I think he's a Mech fan for sure. That's why he put it in there.
And he is,
yes.
and he used to be wasn't he a graphic artist on the Pacific Rim movies? I think there's something about that, if I remember correctly. The Pacific Rim, those movies are with the huge mechs fighting those huge creatures.
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim, yeah. He worked on those movies.
Pacific Rim.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh yeah, I have heard about it. It's a bit vague, but yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So those are so that to me is a concern. Because what I love about Eternal so much is that it's so simple in its premise. You're Doom Guy. You're moving through the game. You're not relying on any sort of means of transportation to get somewhere or that you have to control. You're not relying on any mech. It's just you moving through the game by yourself with no help. And it just makes it very, and that's what makes it immersive. And along the way you collect new mechanics, new weapons. Yeah. By the way, guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, using a Mac kind of takes a hit on your masculinity as well. Like you're using your like both are totally different things. I don't know, man. Because for the longest time, we from like the old ages, we have been using our fists and our own fists to like damage one another.
Yeah,
So using a mech, yeah, just I feel like it's not as masculine as using your own fists and your own guns. Yeah, it takes a dip there a bit.
yeah, I agree.
Because do sure.
So yeah, so those are.
So,
I don't know. Do you guys have any other concerns, like things that you're? We should also talk about the positive because so far we've been shitting on the game, which we should not be doing. I mean, not shitting on it, but
Mhm.
critiquing it, or we've been raising points of concern. But I have to say, like, one thing I have to give to its software is their ability to innovate on something without while taking risks. By the way, because who knows, they could be losing us with this game. Players like us, you know. They could have taken
sure, for sure.
Mhm.
yeah, they could have taken the easy route of saying, okay, we're going to make a Doom Eternal 2 because we know what worked from that game, while taking away things that displeased a bunch of people. You know, they could have taken that's a really safe route, but instead they decided, okay, we're just going to completely reinvent the wheel and go a direction that we've never gone into before. You know, and that's something I really respect them for, and that's why they're probably still and they always will be my favorite game developing company. Um, so I think so I have to give that to them. It looks really cool. It looks I love the flail and all those melee weapons that they've like introduced. I love the scenery. Like it looks beautiful. You know, like the whole medieval battlefield looks amazing to me. Um, and obviously,
Amazing.
I think
Yes.
the Doom guy design looks
Yeah, I
amazing.
mean, absolutely more power to them for doing that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I'm a big fan of like medieval-ish stuff. So it's like this stuff is honestly totally my jam. Like just seeing all the different weapons coming out and shit. Just like oh yeah, like medieval Doom guy. Uh, I mean, I'm not expecting like it to be like what Kingdom Come Deliverance or what's that other game? The one of the SWAT based like medieval HEMA based combat. Anyway, I can't remember, but like it's totally great that they're going to this like they're going in this direction for once. They like the medieval nerd is me is satisfied.
Yeah,
I mean, accepting the Mech for that one for me is just like wow, cool robot, you know.
yeah,
Yeah. TLDR, great, I love it.
yeah,
But like yeah, basically I kind of like it.
yeah, yeah. That's basically
Hmm.
it. So you know, it's still, and you know, and this is one thing I don't know about you guys, but do you remember when Doom Eternal was announced and with the trailers and all that? I don't know about you, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. But when Doom Eternal was, you know, when we got the whole release trailer and all that, Cheerilee, I know that you got the game a bit later, but I'm sure before
Mm-hmm.
buying it, you also had a look at trailers and things like that. But I knew before buying and playing Doom Eternal that I would love it. I just had that feeling about it. You know what I mean? Uh, so I want to hear what you guys have to say about that because to me, I had no, I bought that game without any hesitation, and I just like I was convinced that I was going to love it. So what about you guys?
Uh, Doom Eternal. Didn't watch any trailers. I was on Steam one day. I went through featured and recommended on this homepage.
Yeah.
I was clicking through and saw Eternal. I was like, oh, okay. I checked the screenshots. I watched the video, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it.
Okay.
$60 here, take it.
Yeah.
But that's what it was for me. Within an hour of research. Okay, take it.
Okay.
It's yours. Just give me the game.
Okay. Magician?
Sorry, I'm back. I got disconnected.
No worries. No, I was just saying,
All
you know,
right.
like,
So sorry,
yeah,
what was the question?
no worries. I was
If
just
we
saying,
just did
basically,
ask.
I was just saying, you know, when Eternal was announced and we got all those trailers. When I saw those trailers, I thought, okay, I'm gonna love this game, and I had no doubt about it. With Dark Ages, I have a bit more doubt
Mhm.
as to whether I'm gonna like it or not. So I'm just asking you how you felt when you saw Eternal trailers and gameplay footage before you bought the game. gone again?
Indeed.
But, yeah, it got disconnected again, man. Sorry.
Okay. Could you hear my question, or I have to ask you again?
And it's I, I would say it disconnected again, man. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
I wasn't
Okay.
able to hear you.
No, no, okay. I was just asking how you felt, when Eternal, when the Eternal trailers and gameplay footage was released before the game was released. Did you feel that you would love the game, or did you have any doubts? Because, for example, for me, the Dark Ages, I had doubt on whether I would like it or not. With Eternal, I had no doubt at all.
Sorry, Vid, as it disconnected again, man. I wasn't able to
Oh
hear your
man.
whole.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
yeah.
Can somebody ask the question
It
again instead of me?
disconnected. No, maybe we
Oh,
should
The
write.
first time, the first time when
Maybe
you saw anything Doom Eternal related, like the first time, what did you hesitate buying it? Did you check it out before you were already hooked?
checked it out. I got a lot of trailers on Facebook. I was actually at the time I was in 2020. I used to use Facebook quite often. So I saw the gameplay and it looked really good, man. And all the reviews and things like that. So watching all the clips kind of hooked me in, man. The game looked so smooth gameplay wise.
Yeah.
So that really made me want to buy the game. And the funny thing is, the first time I played the game, I didn't know any of the mechanics, of course. So I tried to punch the first zombie and ended up dying on the lowest possible difficulty.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. 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 We all
holy
did.
shit! And
We
that
all did.
sucked so much. And I tried to get through hell on earth, and it wasn't a good experience, to be honest. Uh, yeah, the game didn't feel good like that. So I leave the game altogether and try something else like 2016 or things, other games in general. Those were like much better experience for me. Then I watch somebody speed run, like Dracu. If I don't know if
Dracul.
anyone knows
I
him,
remember him.
but
One of
Dracu,
the
ah,
yeah.
one of the first
I watched
speedrunners.
his speed. Okay, I watched his speed run, and then I'm so just blown away, man. Like I saw him and thought to myself, okay, damn, man, that's how fast I can go. That's the potential of this game.
Yeah.
That's what made me want to get back to it. For few months, I abandoned Doom Eternal altogether. I wasn't interested in it as much. But after
Same.
watching the speed run, I realized the potential I can achieve in this game and went back. And yeah, watched a bit of tutorial videos here and there, like how to use things, like, and got a bit more deeper into the mechanic, and watched people like Siler and things like that, and that
Yeah.
really got me interested in all the mechanics and exploits in the game. And as I grew, as I got better and better at the game, it my obsession with the game grew deeper as well.
Mm,
And
yeah.
now
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, and that's my journey of becoming as good as I am right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, after watching that Dracu video, I never left the game. I got pretty much obsessed with it, man. That's an unhealthy amount of obsession grew within me. So yeah,
I think
that's
we all.
how yeah, that's how I've stuck to this game for 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah,
hmm.
Yeah. Same here. I think
uh,
Eternal is one of those rare games where the more time you put into it, the more it gives you something back. And there's not a lot of
yes,
games. Seriously, there's not a lot of games who do that. That do that to you. I can't think of many, to be honest with you, except for the RPG classic games where when you first start off, your character has no gear whatsoever, and the game sucks. And then the more gear you get, the stronger you are, and the funner the game is. But when it comes to FPS games, non-competitive, I'm not talking about competitive multiplayer games, but I'm talking about single-player FPS games. It usually the interest is really high at the beginning, then it fades out slowly as you get through the game. Then once you've completed the campaign, Maybe you'll have another playthrough or two on higher difficulties, but that's about it. Eternal is a extremely deeply uh, mechanized or like with very deep mechanics game, and as I said, yeah, like if you're willing to put the time into it and learn all its mechanics, it just feels like something that's like no other game so far. And again, I'm gonna go back to the Dark Ages. I really hope I get that feeling from the Dark Ages because I am afraid, and people who are listening to this when I publish this on YouTube are gonna think, Vidiz fucking hates the Dark Ages, blah blah blah, scandal, like but again, I'm not. I'm just being cautiously optimistic when I look at the trailer and when I hear Hugo Martin, Marty Stratton talk about the game. I just don't want it to be like a one-time playthrough or two-time playthrough and then that's it. I really want to have a game that's full of deep mechanics that I can just learn over time and get better and better over years. Like I have with Eternal. Like I played Eternal for 4 years, 4 or 5 years, and when I look at myself now compared to when I first, or after a year of playing, I play completely different. Um, and yet, or even like compared to a year ago, I play completely different. So and that's a sign of a very deep game. So I just hope, long story short, TLDR, I just hope that the Dark Ages offers us something similar. I really hope so.
I understand your concerns, whereas you don't need to feel anything bad about it. Like your concerns are totally valid, in my opinion. I'm not personally. I'm not expecting Dark Ages to be better than Doom Eternal, because Doom Eternal is such a like top tier game. It's like nothing no one has ever seen before. It's totally unique, and it's like game of the decade for me. The best FPS that like ever got released by by game in
I
gaming.
feel the same way.
So
I feel the same way. So the question is, how do you top
uh,
that? How do you top that? That's
how do you top that?
yeah,
Well, we'll just see, man. Because
yeah,
I'm not expecting anything to top Doom Eternal. No, not just Dark Ages, but anything in a really long time. Not unless we make we go into a generation where games are hyper realistic, even feel hyper fluid and things like that. Until that generation comes, it's gonna be really hard to think that like any game is ever gonna top Doom Eternal.
yeah,
We need to some really out of this world game engines to even think about beating Doom Eternal,
yeah,
making a game that can beat Doom Eternal. Sorry. So yeah, but I am expecting great things from Dark Ages. Just not that it's gonna be better than Doom Eternal.
yeah,
That's just what I'm expecting.
yeah. Dennis, Cheerilee, what do you guys think? Is it going to be better than Doom Eternal?
Oh, better. Oh, I just at that point, I spent so much time making level mods for Eterna and just learning the loops and like arenas, dude.
Yeah,
Um, I have to see it on my own. I can't say it yet. I wish. So that means I have another game I can dump 2K hours in.
hmm we all do. We all do. Trust me.
Oh,
Yeah,
I really
but
want my to
if
be in regards to my
that's gonna be better
expectations.
or not, it's a hard question. To be honest.
Question.
To be fair, I don't know how to improve it. So it's gonna be better than Eternal. So it has to be something completely new.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm out of answers. I don't know. Time tells me.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cheerilee, what do you think? If you had
Uh,
to place your bets, Cheerilee, what would you say? What's your intuition telling
I don't know. I'm honestly not expecting it to be as good as Eternal
you? Yeah,
because
yeah,
I mean, we pretty much just say it was like dumbed down. Well, I mean, guess that's a bit negative, but like it's not going to be as mechanically complex as
yeah,
Doom Eternal, and that mechanical complexity is what has kept me playing this game.
yeah,
And I mean, especially for like a single player FPS, it's really deep, and
Yeah.
if basically Dark Ages is not going to be like that, so probably I won't be as I might enjoy it, but I'm not expecting it to be like something that I'll keep with the same way as Eternal.
No. No.
Oh wait, but I did actually want to answer the question that you asked Magician and Nameless earlier. The one about how you felt about Eternal.
Yes.
You mind if I have a go for that one?
Of course.
Like,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. Okay. So, uh, when was it? I heard about Eternal around like 2020. That's when it was released, right? The 2020s.
Yeah.
2020.
March
Yeah.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah. At the time, I was just like, "Oh, it's a Doom game, all right." But at that point in time, I was still serving in the military, so my mind was totally elsewhere. I wasn't thinking about games all that much, and it was really only like I think 2022, 2023 when I started getting back into gaming and stuff. Once all that stuff has passed by me, and I was thinking, I wanted to get back into gaming, and I was thinking, what's a game that I should try? Oh, I heard about Doom Eternal. Let me try that. On my first playthrough, I think I started off at Ultra Violence because I was kind of expecting it to be like every other FPS that I played. I got my ass kicked pretty quickly, so I had to lower it down to I think Hurt Me Plenty, and that's what I completed my first run through on.
Yeah.
But once I got the ballista and the meat hook, like I was just messing around with that while playing. I was like, oh shit, you can actually travel really far with this. Like I was thinking, my mind was thinking through all the different ways like all this could be exploited for movement tech, right? And then like I was doing it on my own. And then like suddenly YouTube starts recommending me Doom Eternal videos, and it's like, oh, okay, never mind. What I've been doing actually has been taught out by everyone else. But yeah, all the movement tech, all that stuff was like that was when I kind of realized that, oh man, this is a game I would enjoy, especially once I learned how to yeet hook and ballista boost. Oh,
Yeah.
that was like a moment of revelation for me. Yeah, that was just like when I realized that, yeah, I'm gonna start like just being Sonic the Hedgehog in this game.
That's basically that's basically what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, that's a really good comparison or a metaphor. That's basically it. You're very right.
Yeah.
Mhm. And that like,
So,
and well, Doom the Dark Ages probably won't go in that direction. So, my enthusiasm is a bit cooler. Not deemed entirely, but it is a bit cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we wrap this up, this subject up, then I have a final subject that I just like a little sort of like a small funny thing I want to like ask you guys about your thoughts. But have you guys all played Elden Ring?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
no,
Okay.
I haven't as well.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
But do you know the premise of Elden Ring? It's an open world Souls game, basically. Have you ever played? Have all
Yeah.
of you played Dark Souls?
No.
Surprisingly, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 1 and 3 and Bloodborne.
Yes. Yeah. Me too. Actually. Yeah. So here's how I see things. So basically, for the guys who don't know, Dark Souls is basically like it's an RPG, but it's a combat RPG where it's a very linear game where you walk through, you know, there's a very sort of how to explain this. It's a, it's a path that you have to follow. It's not very open, so it's a very linear sort of progression, basically. Elden Ring
Nice.
took that and just created a huge open world where you can do whatever the fuck you want, which is amazing. But here's the problem, and I'm sure Dennis will agree with me on this, is that uh, the linear path of Dark Souls felt a lot better for a game like Dark Souls compared to Elden Ring.
Yes.
Elden Ring to me felt too open. It felt too empty. It felt too long going from point A to point B. Okay? And this is a complaint of a lot of people, a lot of Souls fans have about Elden Ring. Here's the thing. Here's my worry. Another worry. And a final worry, because I don't want to criticize TDA more because I don't know much about it, but it's a worry that I have, is that Eternal is a very linear game. Your path is very clear. You just move, it's push forward. You move one arena, next arena, next arena. The Dark Ages looks very. It's not an. Hugo Martin said it was a semi-open world. Uh, my issue here is that I just don't want it to feel empty in certain areas. I want every moment to be full of either combat or secret hunting or whatever. And I'm just afraid that the game being semi-open world might create the same feeling that I have playing Elden Ring, where I got a few moments where I felt okay, not not much is happening right now. Let's jump back into combat.
Mm.
Where are the demons at? So that's my. I don't
Yeah.
know what you guys think, or Dennis, especially you because you play these games. But yeah, I just want to hear what your thoughts are.
I mean, definitely. I remember the first time booting up Elden Ring. I mean, I saw screenshots here and there, and like 1, 2 videos. But I remember Dark Souls 1 is like my gem.
Yeah,
I know people might probably trash out maybe about it, but I think Dark Souls 1 is even better than Dark Souls 3. Because it's not only because the game I started with, it's like the first Souls game I ever played. I think Dark Souls 3 has too much fan service. Too much fan service.
yeah,
And Dark Souls 1 is basically just you have your objectives. You don't really know what you have to do. It kind of tells you what to do, but it does behind some kind of like, how should I describe it? Like the CEO of From Software,
Miyazaki.
was it? Yeah, exactly, Miyazaki. The problem is he's not familiar with English, and he doesn't have like basic English books at home. He has English literature,
Yeah,
like old English books, and like written in an old version of English.
yeah,
So that's why sentences and especially descriptions from characters in the game can be they're not on point. They're just written in an old manner.
yeah, yeah,
So it can be hard to understand certain things, especially what you have to do next, especially when NPCs want something from you, or like it's not that simple. Like, oh yeah, when an NPC comes up to you and says, "Oh yeah, you have to go in there, but be careful. Look at the ceiling or something." Then you already know that.
yeah.
When they said like the death and that path comes from above, it's a bit more. It doesn't directly tell you what's ahead.
No, it's very cryptic. It's very
And of course,
cryptic.
it's straightforward. Straightforward. The pathfinding compared to Elden Ring is way easier. It's not even a comparison. It's not even, they're like two different games of per se. But
Yeah,
if I remember, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3. I'm not gonna talk about Dark Souls 2.
no,
I'm just not.
let's not.
No, just don't. Um, I didn't finish it to this day. I never finished it.
No,
It's a burden. It's a burden. My concerns in Dark Ages, when I come to the point, is it's definitely going to be more beginner friendly. So that means the pathfinding will be way easier
yeah,
than Elden Ring in comparison. But at some point, I just remember the trailer and some footage here and there. Some, I don't know if you can call them leaks. I don't know if you can call them. I think not. Placement of demons
yeah,
could be a problem.
yeah,
That means the hordes have to hunt you if you're in a huge arena. And what my issue with that is, how would they design arenas to be refreshing, even after like the second or third playthrough?
That's a good point.
The thing is, I could just boot up Eternal and play another UN attempt. It just works. It
Yeah,
just works.
yeah,
I just want to install Eternal streamlined, so basically just skip the most unskippable cutscenes, elevator rides, and just basically everything that we as players don't want to see anymore because they saw it once. They don't need to see it more than once. I just hope you can skip every cutscene in the game, like literally every single one. Because that's what kind of annoyed me before these mods came out, like streamlined for the base game tag 1 and tag 2, that there are some,
Yeah.
especially elevator rights, Mars or elevator.
Oh my god, every time that master level, every time I start the Mars Core master level and I have to endure that fucking elevator every time. It's
Yeah, exactly.
oh
That's
my
why
god.
For sure.
that's why I use the streamlined mod for my
Yeah,
that's why I use it.
yeah, that's a good point. But
I just no
Exactly.
clip.
yeah, no
I just
clip,
no
yeah.
clip there.
That's a good point too. That's a good point.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I just sent it in here. Basically, just skips many, if not almost all, unskippable cutscenes, elevator rides, some doors and machines, and of course removes the intro entirely. The Hell on Earth intro.
Oh
Sure.
my god,
Oh
that intro.
no!
Oh, how many times did I heard
That
that intro?
goddamn intro, it's stuck in my head, dude.
Yeah.
And
Ah,
he also made it for tag 1 and tag 2 as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, those
that is a
yeah,
godsend.
those are great mods. For sure. We need them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see how they design the arenas, how the weapon playstyle will flow if we have low ammo counts and like compared to other games, high reload times. Definitely quick swapping will be a thing again,
Yeah.
which I kind of doubt in terms of parrying and such.
Yeah.
I just really hope we're gonna see more mechanics because me personally, I love parrying in Dark Souls especially.
Okay.
Because it's just great.
It's a good
It's
feeling.
just great.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah,
For sure.
because some enemies can randomly parry you as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you're just completely open, and sometimes they one shot you. Unlucky, and it's just nice, just nice.
Yeah.
And of course the god eyes, and of course the god eyes.
Yeah.
Because we saw them in the trailer already. The god eyes, like the yellow eyes he's getting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. I think we won't be that far away from Doom, and I kind of respect the roots where it came from, especially Doom 2, because that was the first PC game I've ever played in my life. That was Doom 2 back then, and it's kind of nice to see that they kind of come back to their roots, even if it beats the gameplay is going to be slower, maybe not as intense as Eternal was, but that's fine for me. If I can increase the difficulty, I can make it hard enough so it compensates.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, can I go next?
go ahead.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't trust my internet, so that's why.
Speak before you get offline.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Vidas, as okay, when I think about the open worlds game, when I saw the trailer for Doom Eternal, the very first trailer, I was kind of worried also that it might be an open world game. Yeah, and that caused me a bit concerned about the game. So I really was hoping it wouldn't be an open world game, because with the open world game, I haven't played any Dark Souls game, but I have played other open world game like Far Cry. So so in Far Cry you have to like invest a lot of time finding your path where you need to go and things like that. And I didn't had to do the same thing in Doom Eternal, which so I was just made me want to hope that I wouldn't be getting an open world game with the Dark Ages. So I was glad when I found out it wasn't an open world game, and I really, as far as open arenas go, its software has told us that it's gonna have a lot more enemies than Doom Eternal to fill up the arena. So
Yeah,
that should, that should mitigate that concern when we think about like it's gonna be too much empty space or something.
True.
And the thing I'm hoping is that it must have environmental storytelling as well. Like if you're gonna include a chunk of that. the arena itself should have a bit of environmental storytelling as well to make a good use out of it. Let's say if the enemies are not doing their job in filling up the arena, then I think environmental storytelling might make up for that. That might not make the player that. That when that might make us seem more interested in the arena itself when we are looking
Yeah,
around here and there.
yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
so
That's a good point. Um, but
yes, yeah,
I
we
completely see what you
would.
mean. I completely see what you mean, and I think that is reassuring. That's true because, like, I'm also guessing they're going to have to adjust the arena size to how many and to how many demons there are. So that already, I'm guessing there's not going to be such a thing as a huge arena with very few demons. They're always going to there's always going to be a balance, right? Which means that combat will be more fluid, etc. So that's a good point. I'm One thing I'm really curious about though, speaking about how big the game is going to be, etc., and how long it's going to be. I'm going to look so much forward to seeing the speedrunners go through this one.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, it has to be quite big if the enemy cap is at 100 enemies.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it
Yeah.
has to be.
I mean, it's not going to be constant 100 enemies, but like 30 to 40, like 50 should
Yeah.
be the average. And at some point, we will have an entire arena full of 100
Yeah,
enemies.
I'm expecting a lot of great things from modern.
Yeah,
A lot of things are going on there. I just wish we could increase the enemy cap in Eternal. I really wish.
yeah, yeah. Same thing here.
At
Same thing here.
at least up to 40. At least up to 40.
Yeah,
40.
that's
Yeah,
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I really doubt
yeah,
with mod. I mean, I'm not sure if we could do that with modding tools though, right? Like that would have to be a huge change to the engine itself.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
yeah,
Okay, don't be
yeah.
wondered. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Give me like 3 to 5 minutes. I'll be right
yeah,
back.
yeah. No worries, no worries.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
No
sure.
worries.
And when he gets back,
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask you guys a funny final question here. What your thoughts are, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
yes,
But yeah, there's a lot for me. There's a lot more questions than answers so far, and I think also actually, I think there's a rumor again. I'm not sure how true it is, but that we're going to get another gameplay trailer quite soon, and that could potentially
yeah,
answer a lot of questions. So I really hope it does.
sure, for sure.
For me, I'm just wondering what sort of if there will be any movement tech in that game. I mean, I saw the shield
Oh
grappling hook thingy,
yeah,
so I hope there's some weird extra you can do to go fast or something. It's
yeah,
just one of my private hopes, like yeet hooking,
That,
but
yeah.
something to spice combat up a bit.
I
I
agree.
mean,
yeah,
I doubt we'll be able to like bunny hop at random like in Eternal, but like it would be great to see something that lets you go a bit faster. You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
all the
I
trailers.
go ahead, go ahead.
So, sorry, man. All the trailers we have been shown so far just felt like a whole last teaser. Like they just want to tease you into
Yeah.
thinking, like make you ask yourself, like what kind of mechanics are gonna be in there. But to be honest, like Dennis said, I'm just waiting for the game to be released in order to really tell what sort of things are gonna be
Oh,
the trailers we have been shown so far, we can't really judge anything, to be honest. Like they might not have even shown even 5% of the mechanics in those trailers, so it's really too soon to judge what mechanics are gonna be not included in the game. Quick switching, I think, might be included because it was included in the previous two games. So in one form or another, it might still be included in Dark Ages and weapon mods might also be for sure included into Dark Ages as well. It's just that they might not have shown those in the trailers. So it's really too soon to have a concrete opinion regarding what's gonna be included and what's not gonna be included. I
Yeah,
just those trailers just felt like a teaser to me, man. Like just showing the visuals and things like that.
yeah,
Too few of the mechanics were just shown on in the trailer, so it's really hard to made it even hard and annoying to judge what's
yeah,
gonna be in the game, what we can expect from the Dark Ages.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's a
sorry,
valid
Gilead,
point.
to continue. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, that's a
It was a
valid point. Mhm.
There's one thing that I heard, at
Gilead,
QuakeCon,
please continue.
yeah, at QuakeCon, was it, yeah, summer last year, right? When they showed it to a closed room of people. Remember that?
Yeah,
QuakeCon, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was
remember QuakeCon trailer.
yeah, exactly, and it was a closed room with only like I think it was I think they had a few content creators in there, but it was a very limited amount of people who actually saw the gameplay back then last year. And I remember somebody, I think it was Alston, or it wasn't Under the Bay, it was Alston or some other guy, or maybe Midnight, who said that apparently in the gameplay footage that he saw, which is different to the one that we saw, because at that point somebody was playing the game live, and he said that there was a mechanic where you would throw the shield, and you would and then that you would be able to teleport where the shield was thrown to. So that could be sort of a potential movement tech thing. You know what I mean?
okay, that is exciting.
Uh,
That is
Yeah.
exciting.
So let's see.
yeah,
But again, this is something that I heard a while back. So I don't remember fully what was said, but it was along the size of that, and that would speed up the gameplay quite a bit because when I see the movement speed of walking around, it just looks slow. It does look slow, you know. It's 2016 speed. Um, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they'll be like, I know we're not going to get a dash. I know we're not going to get a meat hook. I know ballista boosting. Let's see. Maybe we'll hear about that spike weapon. The impaler weapon. Maybe that could be able to sort of push you forward. Let's see. But
yeah,
I I'm I'm sure that like either it's gonna be Siler or some other like huge tech guy. Day one is gonna find some movement tech. I'm sure about it. So
yeah,
that's gonna be fun to follow.
yeah. I'm uh, I'm expecting great things from the community as well.
Yeah.
Experienced people like Siler. I hope in the just the first week of the game we get to like discover a whole ass bundle of exploits. I'm expecting great things from the community because Doom Eternal made us really motivated to discover new and learn new techs in the game.
Oh yeah.
So that same amount of enthusiasm is sure to get transferred into the Dark Ages as well.
Yeah.
And I'm also hoping the Doom Eternal community is so amazing that I'm even expecting someone to alter Nightmare the
Yeah.
game in just the first day of its
Yeah.
releasing. That's
Yeah.
how crazy. That's how crazy the community is.
Yeah. They are.
I'm even expecting someone to alter Nightmare it in the first playthrough. That's how wacky the Doom Eternal community can get. Because I have seen people kill a marauder with just dashes. So
Oh.
that's how crazy the people are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how crazy people are.
Yeah.
That's why I'm expecting.
Oh. Yeah.
That's why I'm not just expecting from Dark Ages, but also expecting from the community to achieve something great as well with
Yeah.
the Dark Ages as well.
I can
Oh,
tell you one thing. Dracu is going to be. I think Dracu is the first guy, if I remember, like the world's first
yes.
to UN do Eternal. I think
Yeah, the world's first to upload a video, a concrete proof on the internet to show that he's the first
exactly.
guy to join the game. And
That's it.
Zero Master was the first guy to Ultra Nightmare Doom 2016. Zero Master is
Oh,
also a
Zero
legend.
Master. Yes, I forgot about him. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he is the first to Ultra Nightmare 2016. And I don't think Draco or Zero Master, these are like old school guys. They left Doom Eternal altogether. I don't think they are gonna be the one to be the first to UN Dark Ages.
Yeah, probably
They are
not.
like we have awesome players like American Eagle, Sav, Zazman, and so many
Yeah,
people, awesome people that stuck to the game for 5 whole years,
yeah,
whereas Zero Master and Draku Zero Master and Draku were big players for their own era in 2021 and things like that. But I feel like some of the other someone totally different is gonna take the crown of being the
yeah.
They just
sorry. Yeah, I think somebody else is gonna totally different is gonna take the crown of being the first one to Ultra Nightmare Dark Ages.
Hey, it could be one of us.
Yeah.
It could be one of
maybe
us.
one
Who
of
knows?
us.
Maybe
Someone
one
send me a
of us.
copy. I'll do it.
Imagine,
Yeah, yeah.
imagine.
Imagine.
We would need to be actual demons to do it in like the first day of.
Yeah,
Nah, man, I'm just built different.
yeah, yeah. Could be possible.
Uh,
All right, boys. I have. I think we should wrap this up soon. But I have a final question for you guys, and it's a funny one.
mhm.
Who do you think? Who is the woman that we see in that Ages trailer? Who do you think it is? If you had to guess.
Doom guy's mom. I don't know.
Because I
I
have an
mean, that,
answer.
what is your answer?
I want to hear you. Like, let's hear everybody first. So, Cheerilee,
Ah,
his mom. Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I can hear you now, right
Yeah.
now.
So Cheerilee said Doom Guy's mom. Magician.
Sorry, I missed the question, man. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. So that woman that we saw in the Dark Ages trailer. Who do you think that is?
It's gonna be a support character for sure. Somebody acting like the intern. Who knows? In Doom Eternal that guides you through, or maybe someone like Vega. His
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, sorry, yeah. I think she's gonna be a support character that might guide you through the whole campaign,
Yeah.
and yeah,
mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
that might guide you through the whole campaign, and might we might get a love story out of.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Nameless. What do you
Yeah,
think?
not gonna lie, she to me she
Oh,
looked really not gonna lie, guys. I have to be 100% real. She looked extremely attractive to me, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
liked her.
Yeah.
I like watching her. So somebody's are not gonna find her visually appealing, but I did, man. I really did.
Yeah.
Oh
Me
man.
too. Most people, I think. Most people. So nameless.
Ah,
Dennis, what do you think? Who is she?
uh, uh, rough take. I just gotta say, it's gonna be a sister.
Yeah,
Easy.
sister, sister or stepsister.
Sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law.
okay.
No,
Okay.
Those are good
That is a
takes.
safe answer.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
help me, stepsister.
uh,
uh, I, there's probably a Doom mod for that.
yeah. There is gonna be one for
uh,
sure. But I think.
uh,
I
Mm.
think. I don't know why. Like, because I remember in Doom Eternal, when the con maker was telling Doom Guy something about it. I know about the people, a person that you lost in your past, and I know much like how much it hurts you and all this. I could imagine that this is his love interest or somebody that he cared a lot about, and she gets killed by one of the boss, what like one of the demon bosses or whatever. I could imagine
Ah,
her being his love interest because I'm also thinking it's like in Eternal and in 2016 also technically he's super like Doom guy is super mad, right? He's pushing everything. He's like, maybe, I mean, he's always been mad, but like maybe this could be this game could explain why he's so enraged. Or maybe that, I mean, like there could be something about that. We know that in this game he's going to be super powerful. He's going to be, like the trailer said, a super weapon for gods and kings, etc. But there could be something emotional there happening. I hope I'm wrong because I don't want like an emotional Doom game. But they did say that it was going to be, Hugo Martin said that it was going to be like a blockbuster movie with ups and downs and a lot of risk taking and all that stuff. And I just could
Yeah.
imagine some attachment there. I don't know, like his Doom guy's love interest or whatever. And yeah, but let's see.
Yeah, I
mm,
hope to see some Easter eggs like Daisy appearing here and there as an
Daisy,
Easter egg.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
true. Or maybe
uh,
they chose
But I
to,
also
yeah. No, go ahead.
sorry, but I also want the game to show a bits and pieces of Doom guy's memory when he was a normal human being back on Earth when his family was still alive.
Yeah.
Like I want to see a bit, just a bits and pieces. Like we saw a torn up picture of Doom guy's son and wife in his
Yes.
fortress, in the fortress of Doom, in his gaming room. We saw a
Agreed.
picture of that. So, maybe a bit of hints of that from his past would be nice as well. Who knows? They might include. They might add to it as well a bit. They might want to add a bit more of depth into Doom Guy's backstory so that we can feel a bit more so that the audience or the gamers can feel a bit more emotionally attached to why Doom Guy is doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Make us feel anger as well towards the demons and things like that. Yeah,
Precisely.
mhm.
yeah,
Oh wait,
inducing
wait,
that
wait.
emotional feeling.
Yeah. Cheerilee, go ahead.
Um,
Inducing,
going
yes, sorry.
Yeah, another
Yeah,
thing.
Cheryl.
Going back to the woman. Honestly, I was thinking more of have any of you guys played Halo Reach? I don't know.
No.
Maybe it's like like just reminds me of that. So you have this one
Yeah,
squad member called Cat.
Katana.
Oh no,
So,
no, no, Cortana is the AI, but like in Halo Reach, you play as not Master Chief, but like this guy named Noble Six, and then you have a whole squad around you, and one of them is this like one woman called Cat, who I mean like you guys are close, I guess, and then by then like goes off and dies a very sudden death. I don't know. It just reminds me of that. Um, Again, just thinking of a important to the plot kind of a character that gets killed off for emotional impact
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, basically.
Exactly. So
Hmm.
just to what I think about Doom's story is like what's his name? Was it John Carmack or John Romero who said back then like story in a Doom game is like in porn. It's there, but who cares? Basically. And that's also how I feel about stories in Doom. However, I think it's pretty cool to see, like, why he is the way he is, what happens, etc. But we do know for a fact that basically everybody that we're going to see in cutscenes in the Dark Ages, they're basically dead now, right? Or they've been corrupted, like the Marauders. They used to be Sentinels, but then they became demons, essentially, right? Um,
Hmm.
so I think knowing that that will happen, I think there's a possibility that this woman might there might be something there, right? But I mean, again, it's story, it's plot. Who cares? But I just wanted to bring it up just to make a bit of fun out of this and see what you guys thought, right? So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fighting against corrupt sentinels would be really nice to watch, and also see their transformation
Yeah.
process. How the evil bad guy sentinels got converted into marauders. Seeing them transform, like how Samuel Gaden got transformed in the final fight in Tag One.
Yeah.
Seeing that sort of transfiguration for the Sentinels, the evil Sentinels would be really nice to watch as well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, yeah, I think we've covered basically like everything that we have to cover. Do we have anything else? Like any final thoughts?
I don't.
Just that, yeah. Sorry, Chiri, you can go.
I don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I'm good so far. I'm good.
Yeah.
I just want to the community to keep discovering more exploits in the game, make it more fun. I think for me personally, the it's mostly the exploits that gave life to the game for me. Otherwise, if I only stuck to the official mechanics in the game, then it probably would have gone boring for me. Like slob, let's say base lock on, I find the base lock on to be a bit boring. It kills things way too easily.
Yeah.
It's a sort of a delete button, like the BFG for us, but for a single enemy. But after discovering slobbing, and especially in hard modes, slobbing shines, and it does require a bit of skill and muscle memory to perform. Uh,
Yeah.
Same is the case with the other exploits as well, for sure. So as I learned these exploits, my passion for the game grew and grew, and it was so satisfying to learn and implement and get better at implementing these exploits.
Yeah.
So I hope the same thing I hope to experience the same thing in Dark Ages as well. That will, of course, keep me interested in the game. It
Yeah.
will be at least a part of making me be interested in the game for
Yeah.
sure. And also, I'm expecting a lot of SXC mods for sure from the Dark Ages as well. I want the Doom community to keep making awesome mods. The mods are also the thing that gave life to Doom Eternal and made us play the game for so long. So I want to see the same thing happen in Dark Ages as well.
Yeah. I'm confident that we'll see that. Maybe not right away, but we definitely will. And I agree
Yeah,
with
for
you.
sure,
Like,
for sure.
and I, on the exploits, uh, I agree that just adds to replayability, and that would keep this game alive for a long time also. So I'm only hoping for a lot of depth for sure. So let's hope for the best. And who
Yeah,
knows?
let's hope.
Who knows? Maybe in a year or two, we'll be playing Dark Ages and sharing our restricted runs there as well, like with no weapon mods or whatever. That's that could be fun as well. So
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
so yeah. So that's basically it, guys. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
So thanks, guys, so much
I
for
mean,
coming, and it's been a great time, and time has flown. It's basically 2 hours now. So
holy crap.
yeah.
yeah,
Damn.
I didn't
yeah.
notice.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, me neither, man. I just saw the time. I was like,
Me
fuck.
neither.
We're basically on 2 hours now, so that's amazing.
Yeah,
And it's all I wished for, just for us to be together. Had Charles been here, like it would have been
It
a
would have been like 3 hours
yeah, it
or
would have been a
four.
3 hours. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
At least
Yeah,
three,
Charles.
at least.
That guy.
Yeah.
That guy brings a lot of fun to the party.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So we should definitely make another episode when he joins us, and I'm sure he'll be listening to this and thinking, "Fuck, I should have joined." But whatever. We'll figure it out and do what like maybe we could do one after the next trailer. The next
Yeah, man.
PDA trailer, and then we can speak there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah,
guys,
man. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Vidas. I just want to say thank you, man, for inviting me, and it was such a fun podcast. Having to listen to everyone's opinion regarding Dark Ages and Doom Eternal, and time sure flies when you're having fun. That's
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
I agree.
So yeah, thank you for having me, man, and thank you
Absolutely.
guys for listening and bearing with my disconnects,
Yeah, that's okay.
continuous disconnects.
It's
No
expected.
worries, man. I
It's
understand.
expected.
Yep.
But thank you guys, and the plan is to keep like I'd like to keep doing this to be honest with you, and like just like inviting more people over. Like next time, I'd like to have maybe I think I'll have to split it up and not have like 5 or 6 people on a call because then speaking is a bit hard. But like just dividing, having multiple episodes, with Charles as well, maybe Amnu as well because I think it'd be cool to speak to him as well.
Yes.
Um, and just
Well,
like
what about IDK? What about IDK? I could
IDK,
ask him.
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
seriously, everybody, American Eagle, if we can get him, anybody. Like, I'd like to just try to get this
Yeah.
going actually, because I think it's fun because like there's nobody else doing this at the moment, and I think it's just fun
Yeah.
to speak and share and yeah.
hmm It's like
Whereas I'll try. Sorry, man.
Oh no, I was
See,
thinking.
I keep it.
No, dude, it's honestly
I,
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I yap a lot in real life, so it's like about
no,
the
no
same.
worries.
Yeah.
No worries, man.
I was just thinking like this kind of reminds me of this other podcast that are like called Quad Damage Podcast, like basically, but they are more oriented towards just boomer shooters in general. But this is more of a Doom focused thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun being in something like this. I enjoy it very much.
Yeah, and we're getting to know each other. Like, it's a very social thing, and I enjoy it. I really enjoyed this, guys, and I really appreciate you coming. And as I said, like I'll probably text you all and say we're gonna do this again in a few weeks or like in a few months. It is hard to plan, obviously, with the time difference, but still, like it is something that I want to keep going. And especially once the Dark Ages releases, expect me to ask you guys. Let's discuss this on the next episode, or this and that. Um, so yeah, that's
Yeah,
the plan.
we should definitely hold a podcast after Dark Ages releases. There, then we can give our fresh thoughts on what we
Oh,
think
we
about the
will.
game.
We will. I'll make
hmm
sure of that. Don't worry, guys. I'll make sure of that. So let's do it.
For sure.
All right, guys. Thank you so
Man.
much again. And
Anytime,
yeah,
anytime.
Yeah,
Anytime, man.
thank
my
you.
pleasure. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Great to have
My
you all.
pleasure.
And speak soon. And yeah, Discord as usual, text, and we'll stay in touch.
We'll stay in contact for sure.
Yes.
hmm
Let's do it, guys. All right.
Yeah,
Take
man.
care. And thanks to
Yeah,
everybody
guys.
who's watching this and comment or whatever if you have any suggestions. All right.
Yes.
Goodbye, people.
All right. Goodbye. Take care,
Later.
everyone.
Later. See you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
See ya.
See you guys.
See you.
See ya.
See you guys. See you guys.